Hi, Mighty Mommy here, and I'm ready to share some quick and dirty parenting tips with you that will help make your life as a parent a little bit easier and a lot more fun. I'm your host, Cheryl Butler. As parents, we often turn to our friends and colleagues for parenting advice when we come up against a child-rearing matter that we've never encountered before. Sometimes, however, the situation we need help with can be a bit awkward, leaving us feeling anxious or embarrassed to discuss it with others because we don't want our family to be judged or scrutinized. One topic that falls into this socially uncomfortable category is bedwetting. Did you know that an estimated 7 million children in America wet their beds on a regular basis? Bedwetting is also known as nighttime incontinence, and generally, bedwetting before age 6 or 7 isn't really a cause for concern. At this age, your child may still be developing nighttime bladder control. Yet, there are still staggering numbers of older kids, some even in their teenage years, who have accidents nearly every night. If your child experiences bedwetting, there are things you can do to help them overcome this unpleasant, sometimes humiliating problem. Today, Mighty Mommy shares 7 tips gleaned from personal experience. So here's tip number 1. Understand the causes of bedwetting. According to Dr. Howard Bennett, a clinical professor of pediatrics at George Washington University Medical Center and author of a wonderful book called Waking Up Dry, a guide to help children overcome bedwetting, the combination of several factors is the usual culprit that leads to bedwetting. The first is stress. Children who engage in very active daytime activities can get overwhelmed or overstimulated and may experience bedwetting. Adults also experience this. In many cases, it's triggered by a dream. An undeveloped bladder. A young child may not be able to control the activities of his or her bladder. The bladder, being not yet fully developed, doesn't have enough capacity to hold urine, which results in nighttime wetting. As your child grows, their bladder does fully develop, and the bedwetting should no longer be a problem. Children also don't normally wake up in the middle of the night when their bladder is already full, which can lead to accidents. And a reaction to food could be another culprit. Caffeinated drinks like coffee, soda, and tea pumps up the production of urine in the kidneys. Avoid giving your child anything that has caffeine that could be a bedwetting inducer. Genetics also play a part. Bedwetting among children may be caused by some genetic factors. Statistics do show that 1 out of 7 children who has late development in bladder control have siblings or other close relatives who have also experienced this. And boys, bedwetting is more common in boys than girls. Prior to age 13, boys wet the bed twice as often as girls. By the time adolescence rolls around, these numbers equal out though. Interestingly, girls are more likely than boys to have other bladder symptoms such as urgency, frequency, or daytime wetting. Tip number 2, exercise patience. The first piece of advice, and possibly the most important for bedwetting, is to exercise patience. It's no doubt frustrating to wake up in the middle of the night to a soaked bed, but the fact is, it was not your child's intention to disturb your sleep, or theirs. Exhibiting patience and understanding is really the first step in eliminating the bedwetting problem, because you'll be sending a message to your child that you're not angry with him or her for this situation, and that you're willing to work toward a solution. I went through the bedwetting issue with 2 of my 8 kids, and I always kept a dry set of sheets, PJs, fresh blankets in their bedroom, so we were ready for a change in the middle of the night if necessary. I also kept a large trash bag ready where we could place the soiled bedding and easily transport it to the laundry room and deal with it in the morning. Tip number 3, establish a solid bedtime routine. Guide your child in doing activities that will prevent them from bedwetting. These may include reducing their drinks before bedtime, directing them to the toilet before they sleep, and reminding them that they can always use the toilet if they need it, and that you have already made sure that there are no hindrances on their way to get to the bathroom at night. Being consistent in this routine can help train them to get into some good habits while they're working through the bedwetting challenge. Another nighttime routine I've found to work is bedtime stories. Start with something ordinary. Once upon a time, a boy named Jack was walking down the street. And feel free to ramble wherever your imagination takes you. If you get stuck, say, "And can you guess what happened next?" Often your child will chime in with a suggestion or a plot twist of his own, and this is a good way to find out what might be on their mind. Tip number 4, the bedwetting alarm. This doesn't sound like a pleasant thing, but we did use this in our house and it really helped. The bedwetting alarm is the product that yields the best results for many families. This device teaches the child's brain to pay attention to his bladder while sleeping. Bedwetting alarms have 2 basic parts, a wetness sensor that detects urine and an alarm unit that produces a loud sound when a child wets the bed. And it really isn't that bad of a sound, believe me. When the alarm goes off, it awakens the child so he can go to the bathroom and finish going to the bathroom and the toilet. After weeks of hearing the alarm, the child's brain learns to pay attention to the full bladder signals, and he wakes up before wetting the bed. Like I said, we used an alarm for my son, and we had great success, and it helped within just 1 month. Tip number 5. There are drugs used to treat bedwetting. In his book, Waking Up Dry, Dr. Bennett also discusses a medication that is most frequently prescribed for bedwetting. It is called desmopressin, and the brand name is DDAVP, and it's a manufactured form of the hormone the brain produces to decrease urine production at night. The effects of DDAVP only last for a short period of time, and children usually relapse when medication is stopped. For this reason, doctors generally recommend this for things like sleepovers, vacations, or special occasions. Tip number 6. Enlist your child's help for cleanup. Enlisting your child to help clean up if he wakes up wet is important. This will teach the child a sense of responsibility. Explain that this is not punishment, but rather taking responsibility. It may seem cruel, but it actually gives your child a sense of power over the situation because it gives him something to focus on instead of being embarrassed. If bedwetting is persistent, you may want to have your mattress covered with waterproof materials. And tip number 7, encourage your child. Dr. Bennett recommends the following strategies to help ease your child's anxiety when it comes to bedwetting. 1, don't punish or shame the child for being wet at night. That's really the worst thing you can do. And then remind your child that bedwetting is no one's fault. Let your child know that lots of other kids have the same problem. Tell children about anyone in the family who wet the bed growing up, so it'll make them feel like they're not alone. And just maintain a low-key attitude after a wetting episode. Talk to your child about sleepovers with friends during this period as well. It may be best to take a break from sleepovers until the bedwetting problem has been overcome to reduce the chance your child will be humiliated if it were to happen in public. And praise your child for waking up at night to urinate, for having small or wet spots, or for having a dry night. One of the best gifts we can give our kids is a comfortable, confident night's sleep. By cuddling with them or gently stroking their forehead before they go to sleep, telling them that we love them, and reassuring them that bedwetting is a normal part of growing up and that it's not going to last forever, it may actually help them relax and have a higher self-esteem during this very frustrating time. And I hope you'll head over to our Quick and Dirty website to find lots more fun and useful episodes of Mighty Mommy. All you have to do is visit www.quickanddirtytips.com/mighty-mommy. Do you have any strategies to share about bedwetting? Share your thoughts in the comments section on the Mighty Mommy website page, or you can post your ideas on the Mighty Mommy Facebook page. And you can also connect with me on Twitter @Mighty Mommy, or email me at mommy@quickanddirtytips.com. And you can also visit my family-friendly boards at pinterest.com/mightymommyqdt. If you have a child who wets the bed, love them even more. And remember, this too shall pass. Enjoy your family, and until next time, happy parenting.